Hi everybody, today we are going to be making my favorite cake, Angel's Food Cake. The reason why it's my favorite cake is because it's made with 12 egg whites, a typical morning breakfast of a bodybuilder. So to get started, you're going to want to crack the eggs. I find it easier to crack the eggs when they're at room temperature because the egg white is a little more runnier. So whatever you prefer. But once you have them separated, you want to let these sit on the counter for about an hour to come to room temperature because you don't want them cold because they don't work as well that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the ingredients. So like I said, we have the 12 egg whites. We have a cup of cake flour. And what I did with the cake flour is I sifted it 3 times. You want this really light and fluffy. So I just sifted it back and forth from bowl to bowl, and that's 1 cup. And then we also have a cup of granulated sugar. We will have 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, which I've combined already and put in here, and 1 teaspoon of salt. This is the pan we're going to be using. I chose this one because of these knobs, because you're going to want to have it upside down while it's cooling so that the cake doesn't collapse onto itself like this. So this can pull out, and while it's cooling, I just kind of let it sit, and these little knobs here kind of hold it up. I have the oven preheating at 350 degrees. We're going to go ahead and put our egg whites in our KitchenAid, and get that started. So make sure there is no egg yolks at all in this. It will be heavy and it will ruin it. And also we want no oiling of anything. That will also make it too heavy and collapse the cake. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our egg whites in the KitchenAid like we just did. I'm also going to add 1.5 teaspoons of my cream of tartar. There's a clump in here, so I want to make sure that's flattened out. And then we're going to add our salt. Okay, there's our salt. We are going to let this whisk up for a minute until it gets a little bit frothy on a low medium speed here. So as you can see, we have some bubbles there. It's all frothy. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the speed up to medium high and gradually pour in our sugar. And we're going to continue to do this until we get stiff peaks. I'm just adding 1 teaspoon of sugar at a time as this is mixing. We have been whisking for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the extracts while it's still blending. That way it's a little bit easier. This mixed for about 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check it, and you can see if I can hold this over my head without fear of egg whites being put in my hair, we're good to go. That's pretty stiff. Now that that's finished, we're going to go ahead and add our cup of flour. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly add some of it by sifting it 1 more time. And then we're going to fold it in gently. So you don't want to put it all in at once. I'm just going to sift this over the top. Do that for the rest there. And then I'm just going to very carefully fold this. As you can see, you don't want to deflate the egg whites, so you got to be very careful to fold this in. It's called Angel Food Cake because it's puffy like the clouds. And we want to keep it that way, don't we? Try to pour this in here real good. And I'm going to add some more. I went ahead and just went through it like this to make sure that I don't see a lot of sections of flour that didn't get incorporated. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour it into my pan, hopefully as even as possible. And our oven just beeped to let us know it's ready for us. This will cook for about 40 minutes. You'll see it'll be nice light golden brown. Get all of this out of here. Now I used a little less sugar than normal. Typically a recipe calls for about 1.5 cups, and I went for more like 1 cup of sugar. That's up to you. I don't want that in that hole there. And what I'm doing now is I'm just making sure it's pretty even and getting out any air pockets, because we don't want air pockets in there. You can use a knife to do this, but this works just fine. And then this I'm going to scrape off because there's a lot on there. And there you have it. That's our angel food cake ready to go in the oven. So let's go ahead and put that in the oven. We'll cook it for about 40 minutes and we'll be back to show you how it looks. Our angel food cake baked for about 40 minutes. As you can see, it is nice and brown on top. If I push on it, it springs back. That's exactly the way you want it to look. We're going to go ahead and flip this upside down like this and let it cool. While I was waiting for that to bake, I went ahead and I made some whipped cream. This isn't something you have to do. You can eat the cake just by itself. It's absolutely delicious that way. What I did here is I whipped up whipping cream and I took some strawberries. I heated them up. I squeezed out some of the juice so that it wouldn't be real runny. And then I incorporated them with the blender into my whipping cream. And it's been sitting in the refrigerator for about a half hour, so now it's stiffened up a little bit, so it's ready to go. I usually just put whole strawberries on it with some whipped cream or just the strawberries, but I thought this is a little bit easier to eat than to put the whole strawberries on there or even cut them. They always slide off my cake, so I figured I would incorporate them into the cream, and then I have strawberry whipped cream for it, and we're all set to go. This is going to cool probably for a good hour, and then I'll go ahead and cut it out of the pan, and we'll show you how to do that when our cake is done cooling. Hi, we're back, and I'm so excited to try this. It smells so delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little butter knife and just along the edges here, we're gonna cut this out of here. It's still a little bit warm. It's not cold, but I wanted it a little bit warm, so we'll see if we can get it out. If not, we'll have to let it sit a little bit longer. Well, yay! Okay, and then what we're gonna do is take the butter knife again, and we're gonna slide it along the bottom and just cut all the way to the core of this pan. Make sure it's cooled enough that when you're doing this, the cake's not coming along with you. Because if you do that, it's gonna not turn out very nice. I'm gonna try to get all the way down here without making a mess. There we go. Oh, a little bit stuck. No big deal. No big deal. And there we have it. So here is our lovely cake. We're going to cut into it. I'm going to use a serrated knife here. Give it a try. Because that's the best part. We wait so long. We work so hard. I'll let you know how the less sugar is in case you want to try that. It's probably perfect. That's all you need. I can tell the difference of the less sugar, but it's still sweet enough. And I'm gonna take a little scooper, put some of my whipped cream on there. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? Oh, strawberry is amazing. You can do this with any fruit that you want. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.